Well, hello there, potential junior string violists. We are looking forward to hearing your audition, and we hope that this process is really helpful to you overall. We'd love to welcome you into our orchestra next season, but of course there are certain requirements that need to be in place. And that starts with knowing 3 different scales. You will find on the sheet you can download from the website that you need to know a G major scale, a D major scale, and a C major scale. Now let me play each of these for you. I want you to notice how the second finger changes with some of these scales and how I'd like you to play with a really good sound. So here's G major. All right, that is G major. Now here is D major, again, high second finger. Nice, good bow, either a full bow or at least 3/4 of a bow so you get a good sound. Now C major could be played either low or higher. Here's the low version, low C string. But I would love, and we would often love to hear you play C major from the 3rd finger on the G string, because you can show us then that you know F natural and C natural on the D and the A strings, the low second finger. Here's how it would sound from here. Okay, so there are the 3 scales you need to know. The hardest one, of course, being for you, the C major scale, especially if you play it up there and learn to play the low second finger. You also have a prepared etude. It will show it to you here. I'm going to play it for you, and then I'm going to explain some things that you need to look out for as you prepare this. So here we go, the etude. All right, we're going to start with a good staccato at the beginning. We're going to make sure that we have that nice little grace note. And a big note for us to learn is that high 3rd finger on the C string for that F sharp. There it comes. Really stretch your 3rd finger high, and then you're on to the G. Then we have a piano. We want to play the next 2 measures soft. Then it's mezzo forte, which is definitely a step louder, or actually a couple steps louder. And then we have forte, and right in the 2nd measure of the 3rd line, you have a ritardando. Right, then soft. All right, so a nice flavor to this, kind of bouncy and light. Then in the 4th line, we have these tenuto markings. We want to make this very smooth and singing sounding. Now I want to clarify, you do not have to play vibrato yet in junior strings. It just kind of naturally starts to come for me as I'm playing because I'm so used to it. But don't worry about it if you don't have vibrato. Then as we go on, we have this very tricky 4/16 and actually twice. So it's 8/16 in a row. that's playing it slowly. Make sure you have an F sharp to start with. Now it's going to be F natural. So the best way to practice this is very slowly and without any slurs. Then a little faster. Faster. Then slur. You're going to need to spend extra time on that one measure. That's one of the hardest measures in your piece. Then you have a few more places with 16ths. Now it's soft, and we have this little 16th spot here. This is the next one that's going to be a little tricky. So you're going to have a low second finger, 16ths, then to a high second finger. Make sure you make it different. Here's one way to do it. And still without slurring. Then eventually you can add the slurs. I just want to really encourage you, don't try to play exactly how I just played the first time you try this. That's your goal. But before then, take it slow, be deliberate, do it always right. If it's really slow and right, that will begin to reinforce a positive thing in your brain, and you can gradually get the speed a little bit higher, but always at the speed where you can still play it right. If you just rush to a speed you're not ready for, it'll be sloppy, and you will practice it sloppy, and you will then perform it when you're nervous, sloppy. You will perform when you're nervous the way that you've practiced it the most. So however you practice will play itself out. I hope that was helpful to you. The last thing you will need to be able to do is sight read, and we are figuring out how to do that if we have to do these virtual auditions, but we will give you something you've never seen before. Make sure you notice the time signature, notice the key signature, notice the rhythms, especially be able to identify the difference between a whole note, half notes, and quarter notes, eighth notes, even possibly some 16th notes, and especially dotted quarter notes and eighth notes. Da, dum, dum. We really love to see you understand how to do those things. And we're looking for you to be able to keep playing through, being able to recognize all the notes without guessing or having to stop and figure it out. You just automatically know your notes, and you keep getting better as you do it. As you're going through, you move on, but the next time if you see something similar, it's better than the first time you saw it. Those are all some hints for you. We wish you the very best, and I hope that this whole process makes you a better musician. We hope to see you soon.